My interest started many years ago as we were renting this cute little home in the Bay Area, and we were renting it from our friends, and they said, "Before you leave, can you sell it for us?" And so somebody put it on the market, and within one weekend, it sold for $800,000 over asking price. And so that I caught the bug then. Don't laugh, it happened. And after having many transactions and seeing some of the customer service or lack thereof, COVID made me pivot, because I wasn't doing that before COVID, and I took the license, and here I am.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is a real estate agent in Northern California, and she, as well as her husband, are involved in so many different transactions and deals in the real estate space, helping clients herself in Northern California. Please welcome Luisa Nye. Luisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Dylan.
It's great to have you on here. And, I always like to start off at the top by asking guests how they got into the real estate space.
My interest started many years ago as we were renting this cute little home in the Bay Area, and we were renting it from our friends, and they said, "Before you leave, can you sell it for us?" And so somebody put it on the market, and within one weekend, it sold for $800,000 over asking price. And so that I caught the bug then. Don't laugh, it happened. And after having many transactions and seeing some of the customer service or lack thereof, COVID made me pivot, because I wasn't doing that before COVID, and I took the license, and here I am.
I want to ask you about that time period of your life, getting into real estate. You mentioned COVID. I got in just after COVID. Funny enough, I was in San Antonio, Texas at the time, which is how COVID got to the United States. I want to say they had a cruise ship, and they brought those people who were on the cruise ship to a San Antonio military base or something like this. It broke out of San Antonio and then went everywhere else. I got in 2023. It was an interesting time for me to be getting in. When you were getting in, were you aware that, hey, there's some really unusual conditions happening, COVID, that this might be a challenging time? What was your thought process getting into the business at that point?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Well, we are, I did not foresee what was going to happen. I know that COVID gave me the time to study, take the test. But right afterwards, I don't know if it happened in your market, things just exploded. Homes were going over
Yeah.
$200,000 over the asking price, just because people in the Bay Area had. I'm from Northern California, closer to Sacramento. People from the Bay Area had the money, were able to work remotely, and so they came towards our area and just flooded the market with their cash. Um, and my learning curve was still pretty steep, and so I kind of just sat in the sat in the sidelines watching as everything was just going crazy, 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 but I did
I
not foresee that coming.
I've seen the same trend happen across the United States. Homes go. We're talking like 2020, 2021, 2022. Homes going for over market. Investors buying properties on the MLS. Bidding wars. Homes
Yes.
flying off. You know, you think you have the home secured, and then someone comes and offers you more, and then you're thinking, oh well, what do I do now? And this was an interesting time, right? Because you still had really low, historically low rates as well. So getting into the business at that time, I wish I had gotten in that time. It, were you aware that, hey, this is kind of a once in a lifetime circumstances here, or were you thinking, okay, well, this is kind of the new normal. This is how I'm entering the business.
You know, I hadn't really paid attention that much to interest rates, and they had been so low for so long, and I thought that was the new normal. And then when they started inching up, I thought, "Ooh, maybe this is not." And I've since researched. My parents bought their home when it was 8 and 9%, and shortly afterwards, it was 13%. So by now, it's lower than 13.
That's right. I mean, look, the home you're in California, right? So we were
Yes, I
talking
am.
before hopping onto the show here about home prices in different areas of the country.
Yes.
Homes in California are incredible investments for that reason. You know, they appreciate precipitously. I do want to ask you about coming out of that COVID frenzy where there was, you know, homes well over asking and that there were multiple offers and it was like a rush to get an offer in to where we are today. Things are creeping back up, but it's been a totally different market the last 2 years. I want to say in particular, how did your business adapt during that time period?
I like I was in in a learning curve, so I kind of w went with it, and that was my learning curve, just the business.
Thrown into the fire.
Yes, exactly, fortunately, I had a really good mentor that has taught me how to deal with it.
I want to ask you about scaling a business in real estate. People talk strategically about how they've been able to get their first 20 homes sold their first year in the business. You know, I've heard people talk about a hot 100 list, literally 100 names, 100 people. You call these people. I've heard people talk about, folks like yourself who may have an experience as an investor, taking their clients from them buying their first single family home for themselves to them second home. Hey, let's look at an investment property, and then kind of networks of networks and referrals. What's been your approach to building a business as a realtor?
Um, I have kind of concentrated on piggybacking with my husband's business. My husband's a contractor locally here, and he does remodels of kitchens and baths. But piggybacking on his and using his sphere of influence and my sphere of influence and um, working those.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I want to ask you about the intersection there. So I have a background working in distressed real estate, and before I was licensed, I was a wholesaler. I would connect investors with distressed sellers. And, one of the things that I would see is there's a lot of synergy between these two markets, right? The investors and the people that are doing flips and remodels, but that it's entirely different. It's a totally different ball game than folks who are doing, remodels for themselves. This is their forever home and they're remodeling the home. Do you have
Yeah.
experience in both of those sides, working with the investors and residential? And then also, what's your perspective on those two different avatar of buyer?
Um, they're completely I mean, one is entirely about bottom line, dollar signs, and the other one is how can I get in? I re How can I get in? How can I make this livable enough, in this distressed property livable enough so that I can, um, reside here and slowly work on the home and make it my own forever home, yes. I would gosh, several years ago, I did an open house for a home, and I'm not a squirmy person, but, it was so nasty. I
Yeah.
just wanna say it was n and cute little couples were coming in, "This could be our forever home," and of course, investors were coming in, so I saw the 2 and I had to hope that somebody I hope that somebody was the right person was getting it, but I had to use so much hand sanitizer because everywhere I looked.
Let me tell you, Louisa, I've been through those homes too. I've been through a lot of those homes, and honestly, it was one thing for me. If the fix and flip market had been, and guests have disputed this, so I don't want to say this is carte blanche true, but if the fix and flip market had continued to be super strong and bullish, kind of where it was 2020, 2022, if it was that strong today, I might still be doing that. But I saw fix and flip became harder and harder. You really had to buy the deal right. You had to understand the exact scope of rehab. If it's going to be light rehab, it's got to be light. You can't just throw a hope and a prayer and say, well, we bought this deal here. Yeah, the rehab was more than expected, but we're going to get so many offers over asking that it'll cover it. That's just not
Yes.
the
No.
the case for where it is today. And I have had those uh, situations where you have so many different types of people coming through a property, and then you're sitting there looking at this and you're saying, wow, this is pretty distressed property. So I hope that they see some gold in this.
Right, and sometimes they see the gold in the lot size where they can place an ADU. Sometimes they see the gold in it because it's close to a university or whatever it might be. Sometimes I'd like to say that sometimes there are flips and occasionally there are some flops. So we're in the flip-flop
There are some flops, and
market.
I hopefully it's not your first one, but I've heard investors tell me this, that that first flip is as much an education as it is an investment. And what did you pay for your education? I do want to pivot here, though, Luisa, and I want to ask you about granular. If we can get a little granular here, maybe give away some of the gold, but not all of the gold. Don't give away the secret sauce. You
Uh-huh.
mentioned really having a niche, working a lot with the network that your husband is involved in, with the remodels. And this is an interesting niche because I think a lot of people would love to have this type of connection, but also too, how do you work those customers? And when folks are, considering remodeling their home, I imagine in the back of their head somewhere, they're thinking, well, I could remodel it or I could buy a new home. Is that the somewhat of the thought process there?
No, well, yes. Um, the market where my husband works, um it's pretty high, and with the interest rates, people have either paid it off or they're really low interest rates because they've refinanced, and so they don't wanna flip. I mean, they don't wanna switch to a higher interest rate, so they'd rather remodel. But some of them are remodeling in preparation for sale, and in our area, and I don't know how it is in your area, homes do not sell unless they're move-in ready.
Yeah,
People
modern.
used to be able to buy a home with a bucket of paint in their hand and a paintbrush, ready to go. But now that breed of buyer is no longer there,
I want to
if I
ask you.
might say that.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I want to ask you about a hypothetical situation. I'm a seller. I'm in Sacramento. I'm coming to you, Luis, and I'm saying, look, here's my home. I know that it's not exactly in the condition that it needs to be to sell right now. What can we do? are you coming to me and saying, hey, well, this is where it really needs to be. It needs to be this level condition. These are the comps. This is what's sold. Your home's here. And I can actually help you with this. My husband is involved in remodels, so we can really do everything under the same roof for you.
And I did that. I've done that a couple of times. Yes. One client could not afford a light update. So I said, okay, let's put it on the market. So we put it on the market. There were all low ball bids.
Yeah.
And so we took it off the market. We did a light touch up on the bathrooms and the kitchen and finished the painting because they had done some painting update. And then it sold.
There you
And
go.
I never once said, I told you so.
I'll say it for you. I told you
Okay.
so.
Thank
you
you.
know,
Thank you. Thank you.
I can imagine that being tricky. And I have a similar experience, not necessarily I'm a baby agent here, my first year in business. I don't have that experience as a listing agent, but I do have that experience seeing what new builds are going for and the condition versus what is sitting on market. So I'm thinking in my head, like if I'm a buyer and I can buy a brand new home, super modern in Texas for in many cases, not very much more, sometimes even the same as a pre-owned home, it's a no-brainer for me. So, and then in California too, where prices are higher, people are thinking, well, I'm already paying X amount for the home. I might as well get the brand new home. So that's all of what goes into it, I can imagine. I do want to ask you about uh, some of the I would say alternative types of real estate that we're seeing in California. We were talking before the show, Luisa, about ADUs specifically in NorCal and SoCal. It seems to be taking over really everywhere. What's your perspective on this trend? Is there as many ADUs as it feels like that people are putting up in California in backyards and so on and so forth?
Well, a lot of it is depending on the size of the lot because there has to be a certain size difference from the fences, from the neighbors. And yeah, they are going up. And people are even like refinancing their home to be able to cash out to put in a lot. Uh, the reality is, um, the aging generation,
Yeah.
grandparents need to be in the backyard, or you know, or an extra income. So it is becoming popular. They're not popping up right and left because people sometimes are still thinking, I want my backyard to myself, right?
I'm a
um,
I'm about to hit up some people I know in California and say, "Hey, let's put an ADU." I'm thinking about my buddy Eric in California. I'm saying, "Hey, is this happening?" And it really does seem to be. My hat goes off to everybody in California who's taking really this opportunity and putting a second dwelling unit out there. We are coming up on time here, though, Luisa. Where can folks go if they're interested in reaching out to you? Maybe they have a home that they would like to remodel and sell, or maybe they have some questions and they're along the real estate journey as well in NorCal and would like to reach out to you.
my email address is Luisa Nye realestate at gmail.com. And that's LuisaNye. Yeah, I would love to answer questions or be able to partner with them.
Luisa, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dylan. Take care.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.